two goalkeepers. Before it was 13 players, one of which must be a goalkeeper. So all we're saying now at international level, the goalkeepers are goalkeepers. If a goalkeeper is taken out of the game, he will be or she will be replaced by the other goalkeeper. In our domestic competition, there is no need for this rule to be even discussed. So it won't be taken into account. But teams will now, regarding timeouts, we have changes. In the past, we've had 2 timeouts for normal time. If we went to extra time, you got an extra one. The rule now says a team can take 1 timeout per quarter. All right? You either use them or lose them. We can't keep them to the last quarter like we could before. So, just going over that, they don't accumulate, so the maximum number per quarter is 1. Another change is a technical change. In the event of a double exclusion, the shot clocks were always reset. That doesn't happen anymore, because what they're saying is we have 2 people at fault, 1 from each team. Why should the team with the ball receive the benefit of an extra 30 seconds in attack? So, on a double exclusion situation, both players are excluded for a period of 20 seconds or till the original shot clock passes and there's a change in possession. So technically, 2 players could only be out for 2 or 3 seconds. All right, so that's quite a big change. What it's doing is giving the major foul where it's warranted without penalising the defending team. The other change, which is a direct change from the rules, is that now there is no such thing as extra time. At the conclusion of 4 periods, where a result has to be achieved, we will go straight to penalty shootout. So there is no golden goal, no extra time, straight to penalty shootout. So those are the rules that are in direct change to what was in the rule book up to now. Okay. With a double exclusion, again, I'm just going to go over it. We have an exclusion of 1 player from each team. In the event of that, the shot clock still stays as it was. Whatever was on the shot clock at the time. So if there's only 4 seconds to go in the attack, or 5 seconds to go in the attack, after that time, those players eligible will come back in. The attacking team still has the ball. No, it's a double ejection. So there's no first or second. Both are gone, that's it. All right, so... Sorry? Yeah, I heard the question. What did you say? Yes. No, if there's no change in possession and the shot clock is reset, all right, they stay out. Because there's no change in possession. Okay. There's a very good point being brought up. It's 20 seconds exclusion or to the next change in possession. If there is a shot and it rebounds off the bar and the attacking team maintains possession, the players stay out for the 20 seconds or to the next change. All right? So we're clear on that. The 2 things that can bring the players in is 20 seconds for the ejection or a change in possession. If there's a shot and a rebound, the team maintains possession, they still stay out. Okay. I've just put a bit of wording in with this stuff. FINA in their wisdom have finally listed a number of interpretations which give referees direction on how to apply the rules. In the past, we've had a set of rules, but no guidelines on how to apply it. And it's been very difficult at all levels of the game, because the interpretations change at breakfast time, for instance. It's just very difficult. But now the interpretations are starting to come in, and I feel there will be more in the future. It must make it easier for us as referees and should greatly increase the consistency between referees with interpretation. The basic idea is to promote clean, fast attack, remove some of the ugly parts of the game, and the idea is to allow the attack to flow, while reducing the ability for defenders to negate the counter-attack. So what they're trying to do is get clean, fast counter-attack to a certain period. And then they want the game faster, they want it cleaner. The main thing they're trying to get rid of is on the transfer from attack to defence after a bad shot. We have centre forward, centre back who are virtually changing roles. So what they're saying now is that in a situation where we have a transformation from defence, i.e. centre forward, centre back after a bad shot, if the centre forward who becomes the defender at that point grabs the old centre back as they start to counter-attack, they will be ejected. On the other hand, if the centre forward pulls around now the defender and pushes off, they will be turned over. So what they're trying to do is take that wrestle situation out, and what they're trying to get referees to do, not let it play on. If the ball is already gone, make them make a decision on it. So is everyone clear on that? That's one part of the game they're trying to get rid of. Sorry? Yeah, the referee can take them out. If the player is going to get a break from the team, the defender stops it, that player can be removed, no problem. Right, attackers in their own half. If they're impeded or are blocked, the defender in the past may have been given a minor foul against them. If it's directly stopping the flow of the attack, the ejection will take part. So the referees are being instructed that if the counter-attack's on its way and it is flowing normally and the defender does something directly like swimming over the legs of the player or hand checks them, blocks them in any way, they will be ejected. So the idea is to let that counter-attack go in a clean fashion. But if the ball is contestable, for instance the pass from the goalkeeper to the wing, if the ball is a bad pass and it's on the water, anything that can be a contest is still a contest and will be treated as it normally was. So it can be a minor foul to either, it can be a neutral, it can be anything you like, it will be treated normally. Any ball in a contestable situation, that will be allowed to happen. A defender who fouls an attacking player now must give space. And what they're putting in inverted commas, they must give an arm's distance. What we used to say, if I fouled an attacking player and I didn't take space off them, it was all okay and I could come up and defend. What they're saying now, the defender must actually drop off their legs and move back before they go into defend. And although it's not written, we're going to look at it as approximately an arm's length. All right, so they've got to make a definite effort to move away from the player they've attacked. Okay, the other thing that we've always had the ability to throw the centre back out if the ball was still on the perimeter. But it always resulted, or nearly always resulted in a goal. And what they're saying now is that probably that the referees should throw that centre back out more often when they're monitoring the centre forward when the ball's not there. To make this to happen, what they're saying now is that if the centre back is thrown out, the attacking team gets 2 advantages, not 3. They get the advantage of going into extra man and having an extra man attack with a new shot clock. They have the advantage of having a major foul recorded against the player that's been set out, but they are no longer allowed to pass the ball straight into the centre forward and the centre forward shoots from 2 metres. What we are saying now is that the referee must hold the game up until the defending team has the opportunity to set up their man-down defence. Once that happens, the referee will signal the start of play in a similar fashion that they do when there's a corner throw. In a corner throw, the referee directs a player to the spot and says, play the ball. That's what we're going to do in that situation. So they no longer can just throw that quick pass in and the quick shot. It's going to be controlled by the referee. The players ask me, what happens if we forget about that and make the pass? It's the same as a corner throw taken illegally. It's got to be brought back and taken again. The referee hasn't got the ability in that situation to turn the situation over.
Michael, can the centre forward be set out instead of the centre back?
Sorry?
Can the centre forward be set out?
Centre forward can be turned over, not ejected, unless it's really bad. All right? Sorry?
Turn over the ball. Lose possession.
No, you just allow, all it is if it's in a 4-on-4 situation, you've just got to give it time so that first pass can't go. Obviously, it's not an infinite amount of time. Yes. Yes. And I mean, you're not going to, a defending team, unless they're really stupid, aren't going to leave that player there unmarked. Yeah, well, it's a period of time where the team should adjust to the defence. Yeah, that's correct. All right, so we're trying to not give that almighty advantage of that very clean shot. Referees are to ensure that defenders are not defending using two hands. When this rule first came in 2006, I think it was, referees were very tight on it. If you were up two hands, you got thrown out or turned over or even a penalty where required. What they're asking for us to do is to go back to that situation. Don't allow players and even centre backs and that to defend like this. Not allowed. It's one arm and one arm only, and the penalty for it is to be ejected. All right, so whether these players even pressing the side of the pool, going over a player with two hands, saying I'm not fouling, well, they'll also probably end up on the bench. All right, so be very wary. Two hands is, in the rules it says you can't defend two hands, they want us to impose that rule. Right. In saying all this, and this is in some way people are saying out, it says that FINA now have stated that the referee has the right to ignore minor or even major fouls if they feel it is in the interest of the attack. So we've always done this in advantage. We've always been linked to a red card and out of the game. So simulating a foul where there is no foul is not going to be tolerated. So as a closing statement, I'm just going to say it is not the idea of these interpretations to change the rules as they have been previously written, but to make them slightly more technical and to encourage the referees to interpret them in a way that was originally intended. All right, so basically that's where it is. So it's not the huge change that people were expecting. Basically that's where it is. So it's not the huge change that people were expecting. In fact, it is just trying to make the game a bit more technical. The first block of rules that I said, they are concrete, they are direct changes. And they're pretty simple to understand. So the only one in that area that's a bit of a controversy is that change on double exclusion. Now, if there are any questions, we'll try and deal with them maybe as the game goes on. We have the ability to stop the game. We'll just see how it flows. This is new to me. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, I'll just hand out some of these to a few people, and if you need more, we can always organise them. Okay? Thanks for your attention.
Stop that down. Yeah. Let's do that.